Hello, everybody. Oh, all right. Hello, everybody. Should be all right. No Illuminati producers showed up yet. I guess they're all busy with Lady Gaga. Hi, Lady Gaga. Congratulations, Golden Globes, Kristen Slater, Lady Gaga. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right. Well, I just want to say a couple of things. Okay, I don't know. I've been trying to talk to the dear people, but they're watching and they're seeing what I'm saying, but like I said, pictographs and secret messages and all that. That shit don't mean it. I mean, it does, coming from the stars. It means something to me because I know they suffered and yeah, it means something, of course. Or President Trump, yeah, it means something, but it's really just an illusion. Do you understand? Like I said, until someone knocks on the door, everything else is it's only really has so much. It's only really. I understand the stars can't come here because they're under threats, and I don't understand why nobody comes here. There's nobody watching this right now that says, "Why don't we go get about it?" There's nobody watching this that never crosses any of your people's mind. Come get me. I'm not doing too good. I'm in pain. I went to the doctors. They gave me a shot. That's it. Didn't really work that good. Here's my golden deer antlers. Look. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to talk to the deer people, work out some kind of compromise. Me and the reptilians were on the same page. They know what I want. And they know everything they need to know. And they talk to the Greys, so the Greys know everything. They need to know. I revealed everything I know. I'm not holding on to no secrets. Everything I know, I revealed. Everything. There's nothing I don't know that you don't know that I haven't told you. Nothing. I have to do that because otherwise you won't find faith in me. If you think for 1 second I'm a liar or full of shit, then who's going to find faith in me? Nobody. But I just want to say a couple of things real quick. By now, everyone should be aware of the truth of things. What is the truth of things? Well, who's the enemy of America? The globalists. Democrats, Zionists, Marxist, communist element inside the America trying to sell us down the river to the UN, bleed us dry. Federal Reserve, it's not part of the government. It's just a band of hoodlums. So you see how they basically, UN and EU is basically taking over almost the whole world. But don't forget that they bullied all these countries in. So if Russia and China and Iran and North Korea and India and Sweden and Finland and Iceland and the other allies of Russia and Eastern Alliance allies and all these people are willing to offer support to any country that is willing to leave the EU or UN, then these countries will disband in a heartbeat. They'll leave in a second. They don't want to be in the EU or UN. They just got bullied in there by trade sanctions or trade embargoes or straight up invasion and destruction and consummation. That's it. Or you got some countries that are like kind of really scummy. Like the Saudi coalitions, those people are all scum. But not the people that live there. Like I got a lot of the people in Saudi Arabia. If you watch this, people in Saudi Arabia, Islamic DOTs, I'm gonna do everything I can to provide you safety and everything I do for you. I'm gonna bring you so you'll be with me. You know? So I got a lot of devoted followers of Islam over there in those countries. It's not. I'm not upset with you. I'm upset with your government. You know, with your leaders, not with you. When I say your country is a bunch of scumbags, I don't mean you. I mean the ruling class. That's what I mean. You know. It's the governments. It's not the people. It's the governments. But see, France holds veto power. So France is important. We need France. We need France. You know. France is a key element. That's why they've done their best to flood it with migrants and destroy it. Germany too. Because they know that Germany, I made off Hitler, so they know that Germany is one of my main concerns, so they're trying to destroy it as much as possible. You know. Italy too, because they know who I am, so they know they're trying to destroy Italy and Greece. They know I was Alexander the Great, they know I'm Godfather, whatever, so those countries they're trying to destroy as much as possible, you know. Okay? So that's the enemy. The globalist, Zionist, communist, Democrat scumbags that are trying to destroy America from the inside out. That's the enemy of America. You gotta draw the line, drain the swamp. You gotta throw all those people out or arrest them all or whatever. Basically, almost the whole Democratic Party are all dirtbags. Basically all enemy. They're all bought and paid for. There's a few good eggs in the Democratic Party, but most of them are scumbags. You know, what I can see. You got a few good ones. Not many. So who else is in this band of hoodlums? Well, the Jews. Israel, puppet state of America. Saudi Arabia, puppet state of America. So ISIS, al-Nusra, the Jews, and the migrant invader culturalist hordes, they're all in the same gang, okay? It's all the same shit, okay? Same shit. An Israel Jew living in Israel that hates Gentiles, that's the same shit as some guy fighting for al-Nusra or ISIS. They're on the same team. You understand? Globalists, same team. Zionists, same team. Democrats, same team. It's all the same team. Same bunch of dirtbags. And when I say that I'll provide safety, I'm going to do everything I can for Islamic DOTs, I'm not talking about scumbags that say, oh, Allah Akbar, but they really just work for the Zionists. They're not Islamic DOTs. They're just radical Islamic globalist shill dirtbags. You know, we know that some people that ISIS held hostage, they went to him and asked him, are those ISIS people really Islamic people? And they said, hell no, they didn't have a Quran. They're just full of shit. And half the ISIS people are Israeli special forces, Jordan special forces. They were British special forces, hopefully not anymore. American special forces, Qatar special forces, Saudi Arabia special forces. That's all the same band of jerks. Yeah. scumbags. That's the people trying to take over the world. So that's the enemy, if anybody didn't know. Okay, that's the enemy. All right. So now you know who the enemy is. Now, who else is the enemy? Well, we know that the deer people control all the churches, the schools, and the hospitals, the whole mental health field, the whole anything has to do with medical. Or I went to the doctor's office. Every poster in there is all in Illuminati code. They're all scorches and everything else. So it's quite obvious that it's controlled by. So Illuminati is the enemy too, because they don't represent me. Because if they represented me, then they'd come here and help me, and they don't. They leave me for dead. And every time I incarnate, they send their gang stalker minion scumbags to murder me. So they don't represent me. They're my enemy, basically. Now, I'm willing to negotiate with them, and, because I want to see, my stars, see, I don't want my stars to be any more exploited and harmed than they are. So, of course, I'll negotiate with them, of course. I'm willing to negotiate with anybody, but nobody comes here to negotiate with me. Nobody comes here to talk to me. Nobody. Nobody comes here. Nobody. Not one person has come here looking for me. Not one person. So, there's no, like I said, there's no excuse. Even if I'm down south and you're up north, or I'm in a different frequency, or I'm in a different timeline or whatever, that's still not an excuse, because the people have the capability to go from here to there, leapfrog wherever they want. So that's not an excuse either. It's not an excuse. It might be an excuse to someone who doesn't understand. I understand, and I know the technology they have, so it's not an excuse. You understand? Not an excuse. Matter of fact, I'm not going to say who it is, but it's a singer person, and they posted a video, and I know what the person looks like now because the person is older. And they showed a younger version of the person. And then next to the person was the older version of the person. And you could see the side of the hair or whatever. So I knew who the person was. Do you understand? So that proves that they have capability to go from timeline to timeline. Do you understand? Okay. I already told you, when they show a picture on YouTube of 3 Taylor Swifts, or 3 whoever the person is, that's telling you that there's one Taylor Swift in this frequency, there's one Taylor Swift in this frequency, and there's one Taylor Swift in this frequency, or timeline, whatever you want to say. It's not exactly the same thing, but kind of. All right. I'm not gonna say who the person was, but yeah, I seen it. I know who. I seen what it was. So the enemy is the deer people and the negative reptilians and grays and whatever kind of scumbags are included with them. Now, don't forget, there's 2 factions of each. There's positive reptilians and there's negative reptilians. There's positive grays, there's negative grays. There's probably positive deer people too, and negative deer people. That only stands to reason. So we know that none of the like real threats are getting addressed. Okay, the aerosol spraying is not getting addressed. The towers are not getting addressed. The smart meters on the side of the house are not getting addressed. The fluoride in the water is not getting addressed. There's all kinds of threats. The major threats that we're facing are not getting addressed. They're not mentioned by any politician, and they're not mentioned by any media. So what does this mean? It means that it's above their control. Okay. They believe in their mind, the military and the politicians believe in their mind that there's nothing they can do about it. So they just pretend it doesn't exist. Okay. So what is the solution to stopping our torment and our enslavement and everything else? The only solution there is to either negotiate with the negative factions of these entities, interdimensional races and entities, or for the other factions of these entities to assume full control of the matrix and fight it out. Well, what I believe is that the major population of, if you take the grays, the reptilians, and the deer people, I would believe there's more reptilians than anything else. So that's why I've turned to them, and I've given them my blessing to take over the matrix, because that's the only way it's going to stop, The only other solution there is if the world came together. If Russia and China and Iran and North Korea and America and the major powers, Pakistan and India, all these countries with nuclear weapons or the greatest weapons came together and decided to try to fight it out with the interdimensional races, then we have a chance. But that's not going to happen because you got monsters like John McCain who will do everything in their power to stop world peace. He just wants war after war after war after war, and he's a monster, And there's all kinds of people like him, There's warrants for his arrest all over the world. Okay, he's a scumbag. You're a scumbag, McCain. You're a scumbag. And these people, you don't care how many of our sons and daughters die. You don't care, because all you care about is trying to take over the world, and that's it. Because you're probably not human. You're probably a hybrid, or you're programmed, or either way, you're all infested with the virus, the vile spirits of Jehovah. So that basically rules your consciousness, and that's why you're all deranged and demented, basically. I told everybody how to get rid of it, but, I told you how to get rid of it. You want to get rid of the virus? You want to rid the virus from your body? Well, you say the exorcism Jehovah, you reconsecrate yourself with Hecate oil, and you get down on your knees and you cry out to me or any of the 72 spirits or Lucifer and say, please, 72 spirits, Lucifer, Satan, please take this spirit from my body. Take this virus from me. And they will. It's not going to happen overnight, but you can get rid of it. Okay. You can't go to church because when you go to church, the whole thing about church is to infest you with the virus. Okay. So don't go to church anymore. Plus, when you go to church and you say the incantations and everything is to facilitate our imprisonment, because they grab the prayer energy and it facilitates our own imprisonment, the grid and everything. So, like I said, church is the enemy of all mankind. I'm sorry to say, you church people, but hey, is what it is, Obviously, now the church is aware of all this, and maybe some of them weren't aware of what they were doing. Now they're aware, and the Pope is trying to address this and come up with some solution to stop it. I mean, my solution was close all the churches, but obviously they don't want to do that for whatever reason. Well, either because they're so greedy or they're scared of reprisal from the extraterrestrial races, the hybrids, or they're all hybrids, or either way, they're all infested with the virus, like I said. So the virus rules your consciousness. It promotes you to be deranged and demented. And the spirit of the virus is complacency, ignorance, lethargy, obliviousness. That's what it is. The virus wants you to accept your enslavement, wants you to accept your indenturement, wants you to accept the chemtrails falling on you. It wants you to accept the poison in the water. It wants you to accept that all of your food contains poison and human byproducts, and your clothes are made from human byproducts, and the rugs in your house are made from human byproducts, and just about everything you see is made from human byproducts. And when they bury people in a coffin, they're basically human batteries, okay? So the virus wants you to accept all this and be like the politicians and